Welcome back, guys. It's Saturday, it's FACEIT, and today we have the American Cup ongoing, of course. If you just tuned in, that's what's going on. We're seeing the Americans battle it out on the FACEIT platform to see who can take the gold. And
arresting Apparition for molesting Zencrypt inappropriately.
Yes,
as well.
Apparition, player to look out for, as we've established. That's what we've learned so far. But some information, a little tidbit, that's something that will be coming up before the finals. What is it, Zoot? What do we have to look forward to?
Well, I think the entire Quake Nation is looking forward to this, and more importantly, what's going to happen tomorrow. But we are going to be releasing the groups for tomorrow's, we're going to be draw the groups live here on stream. Because I don't know if all of you guys have read into it, but the structure is going to be 2 groups of 4 players and then playoffs between top 2 of each. So that's to look forward to.
Exciting stuff indeed. So, yeah, I mean, we have all the information. The only thing we don't have so far, except of course the actual games, is who's going to be playing who, and that's of course the most interesting thing. So don't miss that. It's coming up later. Don't miss it. And so the next game, though, as we are ongoing with this cup, I believe it's going to be cha0ticz, but I'm not sure whose opponent it's going to be, but currly we are waiting on that. So cha0ticz at least, so I was just talking about cha0ticz. It's pretty cool to see him playing. And have you seen any of cha0ticz recently? Do you know anything about?
Not recently. I know that there's a big history to him. I know that he's probably not as good now recently as he was before. But I don't know what to expect. I don't know if he's going to be better than Apparition or not. I feel bad for not knowing this, but we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out as things truck on.
DDK and Zoot, learning America.
Indeed, man. Have you been to America?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, you casted QuakeCon. Is that your only? Is that your only time you've been to America?
No, I've been to America when I was younger, but that was like most recently, so I actually remember my trip this time.
That's good. That's good.
It was awesome.
Memory is pretty important.
Yeah.
Pretty useful thing to have. What was your favorite thing then in America? If you could say one thing, I love the portion sizes, which are pretty huge.
To be honest, I just like the fact that everyone is so friendly. I like, in England, if I got into an elevator and we're going to, go to a room in a hotel or wherever it is, no one would talk at you, no one would even look at you. They'd rather stab themselves than
stab themselves.
It's like
it's not even stab you. It's like they want to stab themselves. They want to.
I cannot talk to you. And in America, they just they're just so open. It's like, hi guys, and they just make small talk with everybody, and that's probably my favorite thing. But like QuakeCon in general, everyone is just so happy. I don't know if it was QuakeCon or America, but when you combine the two, everyone's awesome.
So what about, okay, I'm going to ask you a question that might compromise your relationship. So are you prepared?
No.
Okay. All right, I probably shouldn't ask. I was going to ask a question. You'd have to answer it, but I'll ask the question now so I was going to ask you if you prefer of all countries you've been to, because you've been to actually a couple places which typically feature a lot of beautiful women on average, and also places which typically feature less beautiful women than average.
Yeah, I'm from England, so yeah.
Exactly, that's what I was insinuating there. I think it's safe to say. And but yeah, I mean Milan. You're living in Prague now.
Yeah.
Prague is.
I'm living in Prague for another 4 or 5 days. 5 days, and I'm not even in Prague, so I mean. But what are you suggesting? What are you saying? I'm sworn to say Italy, by the way.
You can say that.
I'm contractually obliged.
Your girlfriend won't mind.
Oh shit.
That's what. Yeah. There you go. There we go. You fell into my trap.
No, Italy. Perfect.
Yeah, Italy is pretty amazing for women.
Yeah.
Bella patate. Okay, so hextatik will be cha0ticz' opponent,
I feel like we're from Jersey Shore now.
Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
I don't know what's Jersey Shore.
We're being Italian.
We're being Italian. I guess that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Explain Jersey Shore to me in a sentence.
I don't know. I think it's like American Italians that pick up girls and make fools of themselves. As far as I know.
All right.
They perform.
Do they wear like really deep V's? How deep are their V's?
I don't know. Like the V. I don't even want to imagine. You can practically see a nipple all day long.
You can see down to their crotch. They're so deep. It's like a one piece.
It's more like a mankini or something.
A mankini.
No, I'm not sure about that.
So it looks like we're on Airwalk.
Oh.
Changing the topic back to Quake seamlessly.
Do you notice
from mankini to Airwalk.
It's a hextatik, yeah. Sorry, I chose to ignore that.
That's fine. That's talk over me. It's cool. I'm happy with that.
It looks like these guys are gonna ready up. In fact, so the next game, guys, it is cha0ticz versus hextatik. So get us started, DDK here on Aerowalk.
All right, so cha0ticz is the man of the hour, or the man of the first spawn, grabbing that rocket off the spawn, the Mega and the GA, and his opponent, hextatik, in a horrible position. cha0ticz is going to be able to get everything, absolutely everything he could ever want. I mean, everything that's on his Christmas list even is his right now. Because I mean, he's going to leave the red up because he just doesn't need to take it. I mean, there's no way that hextatik is going to be able to get to it if cha0ticz just holds his nice position. And look at that, gets the rail, the little pixel rail there, and that's exactly what he's looking for. So there you go.
Hextatik's going to be pretty low at the moment. He's not even going to be able to go on green armors. He's probably going to be looking around for health bubbles scattered around the map. And cha0ticz, I mean, look, there's the frag. Finally, here we go from cha0ticz, and red still hasn't been taken. It's almost a minute into the game, and cha0ticz almost thinking about it. He's got the lightning gun, but no, still no red. Just gonna leave it up for a little bit longer. And you don't usually see red get left out that much, but that's just how much of a dominant start cha0ticz has been able to have here.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can say about it really. But apart from hextatik really needs to grab that rail and see if he can at least deal some damage and just get in there maybe with closer rockets, get a good engagement. Right now he's going to be working with those long-range rails, trying to play the advantage. Well, he doesn't really have an advantage right now, but he's going to try and play with the best assets that he has, his best options, and he just needs to hit right now. If he can hit the cha0ticz a couple times, maybe he can move in on a position, he can take a closer fight. cha0ticz just spamming those rockets, not really connecting with anything great, but still, you know, hextatik so low, and cha0ticz going in for the kill that shaft through that teleporter, not going to commit.
He's not even switching to rail. I mean, cha0ticz looks like he's really kind of relaxed at the moment. Maybe a bit too relaxed. He doesn't want to react too much because hextatik could suddenly hit like 3 rails in a row and then he'd be doomed. But there we are, 2-0. cha0ticz manages to connect once more. And that flag score line is going to extend just a little bit.
Indeed, and cha0ticz looking really hot right now. I mean, it'd be great. I want to see cha0ticz against Apparition, actually. I mean, only 2 minutes into this, but that'd be really cool because cha0ticz, I think, there we go, get some nice rail on hextatik, taking him out. Gonna work those positions, look for the spawn frags, not gonna pick anything up just yet. Hextatik not spawning in the places cha0ticz wanted. I mean, he delays the spawn a few seconds, it can be very off-putting for cha0ticz, and that's, I think, what he did. And cha0ticz now taking his position at this Mega, and again, surely that's going to be his. Hextatik just not with the damage output.
Why? cha0ticz not connecting with too many rails, but it does not matter because hextatik at the moment is doing no damage whatsoever. So cha0ticz really having it easy at the moment. It looks like maybe hextatik is giving him a bit too much respect, you know. Maybe he's got to fear a little bit, and he doesn't want to approach too hard. But here we are, a little bit of contact. cha0ticz hurting somewhat. And I wonder if this is going to motivate his aggression a little bit more. Red armor's still up.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely needs to just go in and see if he can deal damage. I mean, even if you give away a couple of frags, you cannot let cha0ticz get into this position where he just is able to just take everything and just stack up 200-200 on the arrow walk. It's so small. I mean, if cha0ticz once he has that stack, he can just push onto everything. This, like, the only thing you're going to get is a yellow maybe, and cha0ticz pushing into the engagement gets the kill. I mean, this is what he can do with such a great stack. He can just walk over to the other side of the map. Doesn't matter that the opponent after he dies spawns in a good position because cha0ticz again, his stack's so huge. Doesn't matter. So you cannot let him get to that position, and hextatik just not being aggressive enough in the right spots. Trading some frags is okay.
Yeah, there we are, cha0ticz again scooping up that red. And a nice little rail there, cleaning up one frag, making it 6-0. Now what a rocket as well. We're extending it even further. And I mean, I don't know what really we can say about hextatik. I don't know if we've seen him once so far this game.
I mean, credit to him to try to keep the score down, but on arrow walk you can't be too concerned about that because if you keep the score down forever, I mean, you just slowly lose frag. You have to go in at some point, I think.
An investment almost.
Yeah, it's like on this map, if you get fragged a few times, like 3 or 4 times, if you can at least get them low enough that you can get onto an item or something like that, if you know the items are spawning as you're taking these fights. Maybe you can spawn on something and get something away, and the other opponent's suddenly a bit low. And here again, Chaos finding hextatik. Hextatik dealing some good damage, so that's what he needed to do. But this red's up, and Mega's 25 seconds away, so Chaos should be pushing onto the yellow, as that is next item up. He's going to work these positions, see if he can get the angles again to deal that awesome rail damage onto his opponent.
Yellow's up, and hextatik looks like he's going to be able to maneuver himself around and pick up that item. We've got Mega coming up very soon. cha0ticz looks like he wants to keep this position. hextatik should really look to just send grenades onto that Mega area, or I don't know, spam rockets, or just look for spam rails. Hitting a couple of shots there. cha0ticz going to back onto that red armor.
And look at that beautiful Legends banner. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it.
I think there's a Tox by the
so
the
sexy.
Mega health.
Mad props to the designer who created the banners and the graphics, or the designers.
Boom. There's that Tox there. You can see him. Oh, is that? I can't tell. Just jumping past him.
Also got to thank id as well for actually getting those banners into the game. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot to id software.
Definitely. This is such a relaxing game. I actually feel very relaxed watching cha0ticz. The way he does it, and he does his jumps to red armor. He just looks, effortless. He's currently having a holiday at the moment.
It's very, very steady. Like everything is kind of almost a sure thing with the cha0ticz. Like hasn't given away a single frag. I mean, he did get to 5 HP once, so he had one close call. But unfortunately, that one close call was not something that hextatik was able to capitalize off of. Just when they spawn, because the armor was spawning and the health was spawning to cha0ticz. So no problem really. And cha0ticz with 4 minutes. 4 minutes left is sitting pretty with an 11 frag lead on Airwalk.
I mean, this is going to be tough because firstly, hextatik needs to get some control before that's going to happen. He's getting cha0ticz so low that cha0ticz can just jump back onto that red, and again now he's back into dominant control again, and hextatik has nothing. cha0ticz probably going to steal away a yellow armor if he notices it spawning. Not quite, so he'll lose on that out on that, but or not. That's one way to switch things around.
Yep, I mean, cha0ticz, good expert timing coming in, catching his opponent off guard, grabbing that yellow, now working back up the stairs to that red, dashing wants the position, wants to get that red. hextatik is his obstacle, pushing him back. cha0ticz not able to deal with the obstacle there. That LG at the top of the stairs of hextatik expertly used to beat back cha0ticz. cha0ticz now finally relegated to the other side of the map where the yellow is. The side of the map that that if you're spending too much time there, that you're losing the game.
Yeah.
Well, not losing the game, but it's not looking good for you right now. So
cha0ticz is low. This is really dangerous. This is an opportunity for hextatik to get himself on the board. There's Mega health there.
Good. I was so afraid that he would give that away.
I wonder if he jumped through the
chasing the frag. Yeah, I mean, if you have awesome aim, it would be a cool move, but no need to do that. I mean, well, there is a need for him to get frags at this point, because he's got 2.5 minutes left. If he ever has any kind of hope to try and get 14 frags, he's got to be quick about it, and it's one of those things, how your priorities change according to the game time, how much time you have left, because typically, if it was 1 minute, you can play it as slow as you want, but you have to have more frags than the opponent at the end of the day to win the match, so you've got to make sure you're on top of that. And cha0ticz with some nice shaft there. Well, hitting couple cells.
I mean, look at this.
That's nice.
Yeah. Wow, with rockets as well. I mean, hextatik's basically lost his opportunity now. He's going to the Mega's been up for ages. cha0ticz is going to get back onto it. He's stacked once again. And what was looking for a really bad situation for cha0ticz is now, eventually turned back into his favor. And he's going to get the next frag. So 15-0. And I mean, what can we really say about hextatik? What can he take away from this experience and to improve next time?
I think Airwalk can always be a tough map because, like we were saying before, on Airwalk you have to take fights, and you have to take fights knowing that you're probably going to die. You're not going to win the fight. You're going to have to enter that engagement, maybe worse positioning, maybe with worse loadout, maybe with a worse stack. But you kind of have to do it if you have any hope to get control. Because with control you can string a lot of frags together. That's the kind of dynamic that you see on Airwalk. And hextatik, of course, he was a bit too passive at times because you have to try and go in, but on aerial. But I mean, equally, it can be hard if your fighting skills are not going to match your opponents. Then you're going to struggle, I think. So hextatik, a bit better fighting skills, a bit more aggressive, and I think that's all he can maybe take away from aerial. But I mean, yeah, I think that's it for my little.
Thank you.
A bit of advice there. What do you think?
I don't know, just more solid on timing, just not to like give too much respect, you know, get those timings, do make a good challenge for the items, do deal damage on them at least. And yeah, just keep some pressure on. He's really let cha0ticz have it too easy. Gonna call a GG right there, and you could say that cha0ticz is gonna be ecstatic about his victory.
Yeah, I see what you did there. It's very. There's some wordings that's you're making fun with words. It's good. It's good. So 19-0, the final score between cha0ticz and hextatik. Hextatik with is that a Russian flag?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he was playing on Russian.
What was it? What was his ping? Was he American? Maybe he's Russian-American.
People change their flags as well, so I don't know.
Ah, true. They can change their flags. Okay, so cha0ticz looking. I mean, it's pretty much like a repeat of game one, just with different players. cha0ticz and Apparition, the standouts so far. Is there anything you want to say, Zoot, about that quick aerial match?
Apparition looked a little bit tighter on the aim. So if, like, theoretically, Apparition and cha0ticz went up against each other, I think cha0ticz might suffer if his aim is consistently like that.
I mean, cha0ticz would definitely have to try and get an edge in the dueling aspect and less the fighting aspect. Although I suppose they fall under this. Well, fighting falls under dueling, but whatever. You understand what I mean. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be back with more Quake action here at the FACEIT studio. See you guys soon. Don't go anywhere.